Reaction time, reaction time, reaction time is where I react to stuff. Next! Probably not often enough.
True!
Reaction time, reaction time.
Who interrupted me just then?
Alright, get out of here. And let's get to the table. And we are on the air. Woo! I better not stop the blooming. Thanks. Alright. Jesus. Welcome. at the beginning of the season. It's gone now. No, it's not. Jeez. Anyways, welcome back to reaction time. The hiatus is over, but something's in my blooming throat. Thanks for timing yourself in the worst way possible. Thanks. Alright, so I'm gonna react to my Premier League predictions I made before the Jesus. Is it gone? It might have gone. The Premier League predictions I made at the start of the season. And see how many I got right. But my hiatus is over. Woo! Alright, let's get on with this. Right, need to go back to the beginning.
Hello and welcome to
Jesus, that sounded different.
my Premier League predictions for the 2020-21 season. 20 Fulham is dull.
Why was I so confident in that one? For some part of the season, they actually put up a fight. For some parts. By far the worst relegation battle in Premier League history. By far. If Sheffield United turned on a bit earlier, then who knows what could have happened.
19th West Brom.
Yeah! Woo, woo, woo! I got that one right. And I'm going to make a bet. If I get 0 out of 20 when I make my predictions for next season, in late July, early August, I am going to say Lingma 500 times on camera. I'll slap myself in the face. There you are. Clip that if I do get 0, which I won't. Alright, because I got this one right, baby. Woo! Let's continue.
I don't think they have much of a Premier League quality side, just a Premier League quality manager.
Yeah, Slaven Bilic was good at West Ham, so I had to fall for it. And
they're not going to beat many teams. 18th Crystal Palace.
I got that bit right. They only won 5 games. 18th Crystal Palace. Did spend a week at the relegation zone, and I was just praying that Eze would flop and Zaha would leave. Because obviously the transfer window wasn't over and anything could happen until the final day. And anything can happen until the final day, which is why predictions are so difficult. Because they're even worse than what they are. Because the transfer window hasn't closed. Anything can happen. Anything can cause someone from finishing 20th, like someone like Swansea, if they do get promoted, or Brentford, or Norwich, or whoever the hell was the 20th for ages. That could cause them to have a great escape. That's just a thing. But they didn't spend a week in the relegation zone. Zaha didn't leave. Eze was absolutely class. Very underrated youngster. And they finished 14th. Really good season. But 11 players are out of contract. Or 10 maybe. I don't know. So going to have to get some players in. People from the youth academy. Steve Parish will have to inject a fair bit of money into the club. And they're going to have to find a good quality manager. They are under some serious pressure. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got relegated next season. We'll just have to see what happens.
I think Zaha might leave and Eberechi will flop.
To be honest, I probably wasn't the only one who thought Eberechi would flop because there were no signs. He played a bloody QPR for Christ's sake. QPR! The mid-table championship. You're not expecting him to be Premier League quality, but he is. He's been absolutely class. I got that one wrong.
17th Aston Villa.
And so did I get this one. But, really, who was going to predict Aston Villa to have a really good summer window? Okay, sure, the Simon Barkley was good at the beginning of the season, then went to sleep, practically. They got Ollie Watkins, who has been absolutely class. Morgan Sanson's done nothing, really, in terms of goal scoring and all that. I think he might have got 1 assist, maybe. But that might not be a bad thing. I don't watch Aston Villa, so I don't know how well he's done. Bertrand Traore has been absolutely class in 2021 especially. I think they made a few others. Emiliano Martinez, the best signing of the summer window, arguably. They're the reason they're not 17th. They lost a lot of games. You've got to remember that. And he still got a bunch of points because the amount of shots being put at them. Without Martinez, who knows? They might be 17th. They might be relegated. He saved their season. It's been unbelievable. Because you've got to remember they've had a lot of shots. A bunch of other goalkeepers. Like if they stuck with Pepe Reina or Nyland, God forbid, they would have conceded about 90% of them. I mean, it's been alright for Lazio, like it's an easier league, you could argue. Slower pace, but Martinez is one of the few who succeeded. He's part of the reason they're 11th. And also that great attack, obviously. Jack Grealish and all that. But yeah, I don't think this prediction is as bad as it seems. Finished 11th, but damn you, Aston Villa. I'm a Liverpool fan, so you can sort of see the connection.
It's going to be goal difference or 1 point, lads. Again.
Right, 16th Brighton. Whoa! I got that one right too, baby. I think with the fans next season, Brighton, who knows what could happen. Don't know why I put off a woman's Scottish accent there. But
16th Brighton. 2 words. Adam Lallana.
I thought
15th Leeds.
I think 15th Leeds, right. I think a lot of people predict them to get relegated or be in the relegation battle. I predict them to comfortably stay up, but not to get in the freaking top half. They could have mathematically got Conference League. I mean, it was very unlikely, but what a season. But next season, who knows? We're just going to have to see. Last time a newly promoted team got 9th place, they finished bottom next season. Sheffield United, obviously. We'll get to them soon. Alright, so we'll just have to see what happens next season. Will they keep it up? Will they just be one season wonders? It's yet to be seen. We'll have to find out. Let's go. Let's continue.
They'll stay up, but not by too many points. But they're also not going to be in huge danger throughout the season.
Yeah, it's what
14th
Brighton are like.
Newcastle, because that's...
Well, Newcastle for most of the case, but 14th, finished 12th, but they were very lucky that they were so good towards the end of the season. Joe Willock is one of the most underrated youngsters in the world right now. 7 goals in 7 games. Could break the Blum and Jamie Vardy record going into next season if he stays at Newcastle. If he stays at Newcastle, I'm just thinking, because obviously I can't imagine Mateus Pereira staying at West Brom. If he went to Newcastle, Joe Willock, if he does stay there, and Mateus Pereira, if he does move there, they could finish top half. We're going to have to see next season. I think you could have a bright future if you just keep Joe Willock and make some decent signings. I mean, Callum Wilson's been class, but he has been injured recently, so that's not helped to in the slightest. Ryan Fraser's just been crap, and I think he made another. Jamal Lewis has also been crap, so,
Where they always
But
finish around
you have
14th,
potential next season, Newcastle.
13th Southampton.
That was like an understatement then. They finished 15th. But really, what a terrible 2021. 12 wins. That's all they got. Which feels so weird. It feels like they should have got miles more. It feels like they have got more. Because the amount of form they're on until about December, January time. Wow. Hopefully they'll be able to bounce back, but next season they could be in a relegation battle. Because Danny Ings looks like he's going to become an injury-prone player again, just like he was at Liverpool, going back to his good old ways. Theo Walcott's been crap, and you're signing him. Che Adams seems to turn up for like 3 games and disappear for about 10. Get some consistency, lads. But this is a massive transfer window for them. Wish them all the luck. Come on. Hopefully they do
Another
better.
decent season. 12th Sheffield United. They'll have a
Let's just skip this one, because they finished 20th. One of the worst sides in Premier League history on points. They're like joint 10th, I think, worst, with Norwich City from last season. I think they got the same amount of points as them, 23, who beat Sunderland's 24 in the 2016-17 season, which was the season where Bradley Larry took to fame. Rest in peace. It would have been his 10th birthday very recently, so I would offer my condolences. Rest in peace. I wonder how Jermaine must feel with that Scottish Premiership he got with Rangers. Is he gonna dedicate any part of that to Bradley? Ooh. Anyways, I'm gonna cry, so let's shut up about that. Okay, I'm probably not gonna cry as such, but yeah.
11th Burnley.
Let's be honest, we all predicted them to go about high the mid-table towards top half, because they finished there last season. Finished 17th though this season. And they didn't get that coveted 40 points either. They got 39, but luckily the other teams were crap. So there you are.
Just another decent season. 10th West Ham.
This seemed like an overstatement at the beginning of the season. Everyone predicted them to get relegated or be in the relegation battle, pretty much. Or and the Irish guy thought they would finish 15th, which is whereabout I think the relegation battle ends. You're not in it if you finish 15th, really. Like, Southampton were never in the relegation battle. That's almost like an underwhelming season there, to be fair, though. Who finished 15th last season? I think it was Brighton. They were never a massive risk, but there were, like, times where, who knows. Well, they were never a massive risk, as I said. But yeah, this looked like an overstatement because they finished 16th the season before, but I thought they'd go back to West Ham ways, which is 10th, really. They finished 6th Europa League football next season, but will that take its toll on them? I mean, if they keep Lingard, keep all their players on board that are massively important and all that, like the likes of Declan Rice, Thomas Souček, Jared Bowen, there's another one I think, Mikel Antonio, if he stays fit, gets a new backup striker, gets a few other really good signings. Who knows? If that happens, they probably won't even need like a few as such. But yeah, the future could go either way for West Ham. Wish you all
Form at
the
the
luck.
end of the season, I think that will continue on to the new season, and it won't really.
Yeah, because they were on
too
good
much.
form towards the end of the season, got to remember. I put Everton 9th. That looked like an understatement. All the way until pretty much like the final few games, where it definitely was possible for them to finish 9th. And they ended up finishing 10th, only a 2-place increase from last season. Which feels completely strange because they're so much better than what they were last season. But fans returned it to Goodison. You get another winger, maybe 2. Get another right back. Maybe promote a few decent players from your youth academy. Maybe give Jared Braithwaite a game. I wish he was still at Carlisle. We might have beaten Everton in that FA Cup career match. Anyways, enough of that. But if, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be good enough, but I just play that as a joke, really. But if they probably need at least 4, 5, 6 new signings. They could do another entirely new freaking squad, really. I think they need another midfielder. Or hopefully Jabama will stop getting a bunch of long-term injuries and play well with that. Because James Rodriguez is about as injury-free as a stuntman falling off the Burj Khalifa. So there you are.
Like Everton. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's still a nothing position.
8th Leicester.
They finished
They won't
5th
have
for
a
the
break.
second season in a row. When is the downfall going to be? Is there going to be a downfall? Is this where they are now? Is this Leicester? This is a massive transfer window for them. If they lose their best players, downfall incoming. Especially if they lose their manager as well. I mean, there might be a few odd youth academy players who can replace them, and it won't be a massive downfall. But you know, without Harvey Barnes, James Maddison, Jamie Vardy, you just have Kasper Schmeichel left, really, on the sticks, and maybe Soyuncu and all that. And hopefully James Juster returns as well. He's a great player. But enough of that. Enough of me rambling on. But if they get a few decent enough signings, try to keep their best players on board, who knows? We'll just have to see.
Season, I don't think. Think they'll go back to the earth again. 7th Arsenal.
They finished 8th, but for quite a bit. It looked like they were going to finish 2nd until Bale got 2 goals against Leicester. Moving on.
FA Cup winners. Yeah, they'll just about miss out on Europa League. 6th place.
I mean, they would have got a Conference League anyway. Forgot about that competition.
Wolves.
6th Wolves. They finished 13th. But to be fair, I think a lot of people put them in about 7th, 6th, because that's where they were for a couple of seasons. And they also still had a fit, what's his name? Raul Jimenez. They did start the season fairly well, let's be honest. And I think there was some other massive player, Diogo Jota, and Diogo Jota was still at the club. Thank you so much for him, by the way. He's been amazing for us. But yeah. And Nuno's leaving. Will other players leave too? So what happened when Harry Redknapp left Portsmouth? Could it happen when Nuno leaves Wolves? Where will he go? Will he end up at Spurs? Could argue it's a bit risky from Levy, but we'll just have to see what happens. Gonna be an interesting season next season.
They always finish around 6th, 7th. 5th Tottenham.
I think a lot of people were predicting them to finish 5th because they had a decent run of games towards the end of the season. That looked like an understatement, then an overstatement. It's been a bit of a rocky ride. Top, I don't remember. Like 9th, sometime in March, April. And they finished 7th in the end, so it wasn't a terrible prediction, but got it wrong. And if Kane leaves, they're basically a 2-man team. Hugo Lloris, because he is a pretty decent goalkeeper, and Heung-min Son. They're probably going to... If they lose Harry Kane, mid-table team.
Just missing out on top 4 by their fingertips.
Congratulations to the Golden Boot, by the way, Kane.
4th Manchester United.
I think a lot of people predicted them to finish 4th, but they finished 2nd. And fair play. Not had a bad season, but could they challenge for the title next year? If they get some decent signings, they definitely might. But they haven't got the squad just yet. We're just going to have to see. It's going to be a fairly big transfer window for them.
They'll have another decent season. 3rd Chelsea.
They finished 4th, and just about finished 4th at that. But the Champions League final, who's going to win that? And there's Kante there. That's the thing. That's the only issue, because I don't really care who wins it. I want to see Aguero lift it. I want to see Kante win it, and I sort of want to see Mason Mount in it. I've got a bit of dilemmas because it's all English, even though I don't really like either team full on. I just want to see Aguero get the trophy. Hopefully he does lift it. It would be nice to see Kante win it. Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice to see them win it, but I'm not overly bothered if either lose it. I'd rather City win it, to be honest.
Surprised if they won the title, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a mess season and all their new players will flop. 2nd Liverpool.
To be fair, not all of their players flopped. Thiago Silva was good when he played. So was Ziyech, but he rarely played because he was always injured. And Ben Chilwell's been alright. 2nd Liverpool, finished 3rd. They were 8th at one point, and that looked like a terrible prediction. But this season, 2019, turning doubters into believers in the Champions League. Next season, doing the same with the Prem, and then continually making us believe in December, turning us from believers into doubters by January, making us want to kill ourselves in March. In 8th in the league with that squad, being scared about losing all of our best players, and then finishing 3rd in May. I mean, we'll probably still lose Wijnaldum, sadly, and maybe still Salah, but yeah, we're still in the Champions League. I guessed Liverpool to get knocked out in the quarterfinals next season, and it happened. And for my next trick, Villarreal will win the Europa League. And for my next trick, we'll make the Champions League final next season. And I'll let them decide what happens.
He's second best for a lot of things, I think. Don't think They'll be too great in terms of trophies. Man City,
Yeah, I was thinking the Community Shield will be our only chance. It's not really a trophy, so I was very bummed when we lost that.
will win the league.
Not a big surprise, really, but I think a lot of people predicted Liverpool. But I didn't, and that's my third one right. They did win the league, but will they retain it? It could be a decent title race next season for Liverpool, City, Tuchel's Chelsea, if they stick with Tuchel, if they do lose the Champions League final and all that. And who knows, there might be another shock. Leicester might end up in it. And I'm not even mentioning Man United. And who knows, maybe with the less games, Arsenal. I mean, that's not going to happen, but who knows? Next season could be good. And with the relegation battle, it's going to be a lot better than this season. Let me tell you that. It still won't be the best, but it'll be semi-decent. That's it for today. Bye. Yeah, see you on Thursday for
Reaction time. Reaction time is where I react to stuff. Probably not often enough. Reaction time. Reaction time.